Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is IDCL yet again coming at you with some Payday 2. And if you haven't seen my last video, Miley Cyrus at the VMAs / the Breaking Bad recap, excellent Breaking Bad recap, please go check out that video. It's in the description. Go check out my review for Payday 2. It's also in the description. And go check out my latest review, Lost Planet 3, which is also in the description. Today I want to talk about something that really should be addressed by multiple gaming channels. All gaming channels, really. And shout out to Hard 8 Times because he put a video out on this issue as well yesterday. And I wanted to do a video as well the same day, but I just couldn't because I guess YouTube was doing this little maintenance shit and I just said fuck it, I'll just wait till tomorrow. But what I wanted to talk about is, do video games really have that much of an influence on a person's mind? Like, I know you've all have heard by now the story about, I believe it was last week, an 8-year-old kid shot his grandmother in the back of the head after playing Grand Theft Auto 4. At least that's what they're alleging, because of Grand Theft Auto 4. After he played Grand Theft Auto 4, he went and grabbed a loaded gun that was in the house, shot his grandmother in the back of the head. Now, there's so many things wrong with that shit I already know. For one, I want to give my condolences to the family and the grandmother that lost her life. Two, the media. The media is, you already know, it seems like every time a Grand Theft Auto was about to come out, some ridiculous shit happens. And that asswipe, what is his name, Jack Thompson, who hates the shit out of Grand Theft Auto, he's feeding this shit so much. But the thing is, do games really provoke you to commit a violent act? I think not. Not because I'm a gamer, but because it's fucking obvious. It's right in your face. How can you confuse a TV screen that has, movement that's done by a controller with the actual gun in your hand? It's ridiculous. You see, what the media is going to do with this story, they're going to twist it and it's somehow going to affect Grand Theft Auto 5. I can already see it happen. It's crazy. Because, for one, they're not looking at the backdrop of the story. They're not looking at the backdrop of the story. They're not looking at why was this 8-year-old kid playing a 17-plus game. They're not looking at that. They're not looking at why the fuck was there a loaded gun in the 8-year-old kid reach. They're not looking at that. They're not looking at the bad parenting. They're looking at the fucking video games. Video games get blamed for absolutely everything that goes wrong. The Columbine shooting, the Virginia Tech massacre, they blame video games at one point for each of those things. And it's insane because what it always falls on is out of these two games, Grand Theft Auto or Mortal Kombat. And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, nobody ever looks at shit like movies or nobody ever looks at that shit. Nobody ever looks at shit like movies or TV shows. None of that. It's always pointed to the fucking games. Especially when movies, and I'm a film director saying this, especially when movies and shit have more visual gore and blood than anything out there, because it's the closest thing to looking real. It's a fucking movie. It's real life. It's real life, but scripted. But nobody ever brings up that shit. When I was little and I heard about the serial killers out there and shit and all that, the first thing I would think of is, oh my god, Michael Myers is out there, or Jason is out there, shit like that. I never thought of a fucking video game. And when they tried to kill off Manhunt, well, they did pretty much get that banned. I never looked at that as to be an influence to go and kill somebody either. It's ridiculous. It's always video games, man, and it's always them being picked apart. But the thing is, we have to address this because it's not going to stop. They're going to keep blaming video games, okay? They're never going to look at the actual story of anything. They're going to put video games in the mix some way, somehow, because there's so many video games, and the one that reality can relate to the most is Grand Theft Auto. But how the fuck can you divide, how the fuck can you mix reality in with that game? Now, the game gives you options. You can do whatever the fuck you want in the game, but come on. Just because you shoot somebody in Grand Theft Auto does not mean you're gonna want to go out and shoot somebody in real life. Okay? Like seriously. The media keeps hunting on this shit and they keep biting on it, and they're gonna, if we don't address this shit, they're gonna eventually get video games censored. It's obvious. Because this is the way that shit happens. This is the way that it happens. This is the way that it happens. They find something that they can eat off of so they can get, the shit that we don't want started. But yeah, man, and I'm looking at the gun being loaded in the house with an 8-year-old kid, and that's another thing. It's alright to have a gun for protection and shit, protect your family and all that. But if you have a loaded gun, put that motherfucker in a safe place. And I'm not talking about in your closet on the shelf. I mean, like, buy a safe and put it in there. Use the combo that only you know to unlock that bitch, and then you can use it. Don't just throw it on the fucking table where an 8-year-old kid lives, and then the damn game is rated 17 plus, man. Come on. And that's another thing. Parents do not watch what their kids are doing these days, and that's one thing that people don't fucking look at. They don't watch shit. They don't. They just pretty much throw whatever the kid wants and go on about their business. Now that's the M-rated game. When I was little, if I was caught playing some shit like that, that was an ass whooping. Plain and simple. Like, literally, that was an ass whooping. I didn't have no formal parents or nothing like that, but it's like, it's certain shit that a kid shouldn't see until the kid is actually able to understand. But the thing is, this kid understood what he did. He did, man. He did. He know what the fuck a gun will do to a human being when you shoot it, especially in somebody in the back of their fucking head. He knew this shit. The kid's not even gonna get prosecuted because I forgot whatever state it is, but they don't prosecute kids in the state, so he's pretty much free right now. And it's crazy, man, because every little thing that goes wrong is blamed on, guess what, video games. And what is the core of all of that? Grand Theft Auto. And when does this shit happen? Always around when Grand Theft Auto is about to drop. And it's just crazy, man. More people need to be talking about this topic. Bigger channels need to be talking about this topic. I think people like Hard 8 Times and shit. But that's just me. I just wanted to throw out my 2 cents on this little issue that we have right here. Rest in peace to the grandmother that lost her life, and my condolences to the family. This is IDCL, and I'm out. Peace. Like this video? Well, subscribe to my channel for more gameplay and video game reviews to come.